Hey friends and homies, it is me, Mr. Tom. I'm sorry for the long time in between videos. 2020 got kind of crazy, pretty quick. Here's something I did earlier this year. Never got around to editing it, but here it is. And I think in 2021, I'm going to shoot to do one video a week, and I might change it up a little bit with some new stuff. I hope you like it. And if you wouldn't mind, you can like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. That'd be great. Thanks. Alright. This theme, like 99% of my other themes, came from Sketch Daily, a subreddit that I'm a moderator on. It's a great place. We do different themes every single day. We keep track of how many days, consecutively you've been going and your grand totals. It's a neat place. We do a different theme every day, and we always have an alternate theme in case, first one doesn't speak to you. But this theme was record player, and the first thing I thought of was there's a record player in the opening credits to the Friday the 13th, the series TV show. And I guess that kind of stuck with me, because I think that was, that might have been my first experience with a record player. Now, I've said numerous times how much I love Liquid Mask. I'll say it again. I love Liquid Mask, and that was the first part. All that yellow stuff is where the Liquid Mask goes, and anywhere you see the yellow, paint will not travel to. It'll just lay right on top, and when I go to take it off, it'll be just plain old paper underneath. It's really super useful if you're doing washes around stuff and you want, one color to be wash free. In this case, I want them white because they're gonna be ghosts, and I am gonna do a wash around them. Spoiler alert. Starting off with a nice base yellow ochre, just for that antique feel. The watercolors I'm using are actually from Schmincke, which I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but dang is it fun to say. You can actually see the brand in the top left corner there. Schmincke. They're kind of swanky. I like them. They're definitely in the higher end, more expensive end of watercolors, but they are worth it. Now here comes the magic of watercolors. You can add just tiny little drops of a different color on top of a wet color, and it looks, when it dries, it has that amazing gradient to it, and it looks like you put in a whole lot of effort, but in reality, all you do is drop a little bit of little color here and there, and you're looking like a superstar. Now, if you'll notice, here's a wide shot, because I wanted you to see my head. Just kidding. I forgot to zoom in. So now you can just kind of guess to what I'm doing. Should have edited this part out, but I'm not gonna. This is actually just the wash I was talking about earlier. It's nothing very exciting. But there's some cool gradient stuff that I wish I could have showed you. So the idea was that the ghost would be dancing on this eerie music, and what eerie colors translate better from a wide angle shot than purple and gray? I tell you, there's no other color combination. I nailed this. Now watch this. Yep. That's what you're supposed to do. Wish I had done that earlier. Okay. Now back to work. Fun fact, this brush I'm using is the first it's the first artist quality brush that I bought, and that was 4 years ago, and it is still going. It's a Grumbacher. I don't know how to say it. You can get it at your local art store. They're not super expensive, but if you take care of your brushes, they will last you a long time. And you should, if you're ever thinking about getting some Schmincke like sable hair brushes, you should learn how to take care of your brushes before you invest in like really good ones. Alright, here I'm just finishing up some final touches, some shading, some lines, darkening up some spots, which is the last steps. I save these for last until I break out the pens to do the fine lining. Ready for this smooth transition? Watch. You might miss it. See it? Pretty good, right? Yep. Couple little more details. Just pick them out. It's hard to get like really saturated colors with watercolor. So sometimes you have to put on layers upon layers. And keep reworking spots. Watercolor is super translucent, especially if you use a lot of water in your pigments. So if you need stuff to be really saturated or really vibrant, you're gonna have to work at it. Oh yes indeed, it's fine liner time. Now while I carefully zoom in on the action here, just a word about working with ink and watercolors. Now, should you decide that you're going to be one of those artists that uses ink with watercolors, you need to consider that the ink that you use, whether it's a dip pen, a Micron pen like I'm using, or even just brushing it on, it's a super good idea for that ink to be waterproof. Even if you're working on it after you've painted, like I am here, if I went back to touch up something on this painting and I didn't use waterproof ink, it'd be a bad time. I use these Sakura Micron pens. They're waterproof, they're easy to find, they're pretty cheap, they're pretty durable. I mean, any pen that you use on top of cold pressed watercolor paper is going to take a beating just because the paper's pretty rough. But these hold up pretty well. Now comes the oddly satisfying section of the video, removing the liquid latex. The liquid latex comes off pretty easily once it's dry. You can use your fingertips. Some brushes actually have a slanted end to them, which you can use to rub it off. But I like using a kneaded eraser because it stands less of a chance of taking the sketch lines up underneath. typically I like to work from the inside to the outside as far as lines go. Usually my outlines are pretty thick. That's usually the 05 size. Inside usually 02. Finer details of the 005s. And that's basically it. The only thing left to do is to take the tape off, and that is a special kind of joy. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you want to suggest a theme, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Check out my other links to see new art posted every day on Twitter and Instagram. So until next time, thanks friends and homies.